Om Namah Shivaya. Asanist Fire here on The Way of Dharma. Before we continue, if you are new over here, please make sure that you subscribe and you like the video. And before we even start our session, let us salute the few spirits, the few gods and goddesses that I work with. Om Shri Bhagalaye Namaha. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namah Shivaya. Today our topic, okay, let me fix something very quickly. This is our nyanium heater. This is a heater. It's very, very hot. Over here it's approaching spring. So very soon we'll be not on heaters. So today our session, I want to tell you a story, guys. A very, very inspiring story. And it's from the Bible. Okay? It's from the Bible. It was written in the Bible. Yes. So what is this story? The story of King Solomon. I don't know much in depth about the story of King Solomon, but I know that he was a wise king, and still, even to this day, his wisdom is unmatched. Okay. So allegorically, the story of King Solomon symbolizes that of a magician, one who uses magic to build the temple of God. The temple of God. Okay, Solomon, some stories say, is Suleiman. Some stories say it's soul of man. That's what they say the name means, Solomon. Solaman, the soul Aman, the soul of man. So Solomon used spiritual beings to actually build up the temple of God. And among the things that King Solomon prayed for is wisdom. So his wisdom was unmatched even to this day. The story of Solomon is allegorical or symbolic of the life of a magician. Okay. King Solomon, what exactly did he use to empower himself, and what did he use to build the temple of God? During Christianity, I used to read about Solomon's wisdom. I used to read Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. Okay. So I got fascinated by the character Solomon. So apparently I was praying for wisdom. So that was one of the things that I prayed for during that time. I prayed for wisdom. Om Shanti. So praying for wisdom, I stumbled upon a blog mentioning that King Solomon had power over the 72 angels, basically. And then I made sure that I researched about the 72 angels and how to summon them, because I was so fascinated. And this was back in 2016. And mind you, at that time, I was trying to go deeper into the Bible, because now I had dropped out of school and there was no one to be with me, basically. So I was lonely, and my friend at the time, whom I had decided to drop out of school with, actually betrayed me and didn't drop out. So I stuck to my word, true to my word, and I dropped out and went on to learn whatever that I was supposed to learn at the time. Okay, so I was betrayed. I lost trust in people, and going out of school prematurely, I lost my high school friends. I lost the friends that were nearby, close to me, because I had a small social circle. So everything was basically crumbling down. Everything was crumbling down. It was really, really crumbling down. You understand? So everything was crumbling down, and I couldn't live and cope with myself. So I was fascinated by this character, the one who has power over 72 angels. And then I went to find another ebook at the time that talks about angels. It was so vague to me, and I couldn't understand a thing. Okay, then I went on to pray for wisdom, and then I later on I got interested in the subject of sex. Okay, along the way, there were books, the westernized books. They talk about sexual tantra. So I got fascinated by tantra and sex. So I went on to find out. And then yes, I came across Michael Ford's book, Adamu Luciferian Tantra. Yeah, that's when I learned of Azazel and the other watchers who gave women the art of making makeup and the art of rhetoric, I think. Yes, using makeup and stuff to conceal, to enhance their looks, basically. And then in the book, it also talks about the demons teaching humankind or humanity to copulate. Okay, then I got into Luciferianism. Okay, and then I think a year later, when I'm into Luciferianism, I hear of the book. Oh, no, it's not even the time when I was that I was a Luciferian, because at the time I read the book and then it pushed me off, and I tried to decode many of the things, and I saw it as though the devil was seducing me, giving me knowledge. So because I was a Christian at the time, so I decided to run away from the thing, but I still had an edge to read more about occult stuff. Okay, then I put it on the side. I came across some other books by a Tibetan man, Tuesday Lobsan Rampa. I read all those books because I had no time at that. I had all the time at the time. You understand? And I was depressed at the time. So I read all those books, and then I went on to download many videos uh, about veganism, about eating healthy, and all that stuff. So I then went on to find a documentary by Aleister Crowley, the most wicked man in the world. I was like, okay, this I have to check out. And then I clicked on it. Moo! And then I heard of the Goetia. I saw the guy doing the invocation. And it was so dramatic. In the video, it was as though this guy was possessed by the invocation he was doing at the time. So I I put it away on the side, and then later on, as a Luciferian, I found out about the 72 demons of the Goetia. And then it's only at that time the knowledge that I had of King Solomon and the knowledge that I had of the 72 Goetic demons was actually starting to reconcile at the time. You understand? I hope. Okay, let me do this. Let me try and save this because I can't afford to have it being murdered. Okay, let's take the chance. Let's take the chance. Let's take the chance. Om Namah Shivaya. So the knowledge was reconciling at the time. So 72 demons of King Solomon. Okay. Now I had to find out how to get into contact with these. So I went on, searched Aleister Crowley, downloaded the book 72 Demons of Goetia. I was so happy, man. I was so happy. So now I was trying to learn about the demons, learning about different spirits. And then the thing that I learned at the time was that these entities are actually beings inside of us. They are part of us, part of our psyche, part of our psychology. As I would learn from books by what's that guy? What Butler, W.E. Butler. He also mentioned few works up done by Carl Gustav Jung, a psychologist. So that's when I came to learn about the thing. I came accustomed to the thing of these spirits actually being parts of ourselves. Okay. And then later on, I went out to find out that this knowledge that I have, the one of Azazel, the one of Adamu Luciferian, the one of evocation and Goetia, was actually being practiced by black people in America. That took me to a whole different level. At the time, I was listening to Bobby Hammett, listening to who else? Dr. Phil Valentine. But I liked Bobby Hammett more because Bobby Hammett was more of a practitioner, you understand? And then Phil Valentine is more of a conspiracy guy. So when I found out that, I was like, wow, this is actually something very, very powerful. And then I decided to get into Luciferianism. That's when I initiated myself. And then what happened also, I had one missing part in my quest of knowledge, that of evocation, summoning spirits. I tried to find around who was the black person practicing this stuff. I came across LVX 777. Om Namah Shivaya. Bless that man, Travis Megas. Very, very powerful man. Very, very powerful man. And I also mentioned some of his findings. And later on, they later on verify what I've learned of these demons. Okay, so I've learned that these demons are parts of us. They are inside of us. So the fear of contacting them wasn't there no more. So now let's talk about the secret behind the number 72. You understand? I think it's 72 times 5. It becomes 360. You understand? 360 is what actually? It's comprised of 3, a 6, and a 0. 0 is not a number. It represents nothingness. And then the 6 and 3. What is 6 plus 3? Because there's only one digit numbers in the entire world. And the entire numbers end at 9. As you may learn with numerology, the entire existence can be reduced to the number 9. You understand? So 3 plus 6 is 9. So 72 times 5 is 9. You understand? Okay. How did I come to this conclusion of 72 times 5? There's a pentagram. Pentagram is a 5 star. So you multiply those 5 stars you multiply 72 by those 5 stars, symbolizing the entire man. The entire man, it's head, arm, leg, yes. So that comprises the number 5 and the pentagram. And the pentagram, in some instances, it represents the man. But the number 5 symbolizes and represents the magician. Om Namah Shivaya. So now I'm talking about very, very interesting stuff. Today we are doing maths, not textbook maths, not the one that used to nyam me in school, but the one of nature, the one of the universe, the one of the pentagram, the one of the magician, the one of King Solomon. So yes, the pentagram symbolizes the magician, the man. So 72 times 5 is 360. 360 is 3 and 6, which is in actuality 9. And then the secret behind the number 72. 72 can be reduced down to 9 again. Whichever way you try to approach this, it brings you back to 9. So 9, what is the number 9? It's the number of completion. The entire existence can be reduced to the number 9. So the number 9 is the number of everything. Meaning when you have all these spirits inside of you, you have the spirits to do everything. They make up the entire existence. You understand? Okay. So now what are really these demons. What are demons and what are spirits? Spirits are not something outside of you. Like everything else in nature, it's not actually outside of you. It's found within you. So, spirits and demons, what are they? Doing shadow work, doing chod, some of the spirits are actually emotions. Some of them are actually traumas. Some of them are actually psychological phenomena. They are psychological. You understand? So, in the vocabulary of humanity and human characteristics, we have 12 characters of the zodiac. We have many but few of emotions that can be described, many few traumas that can be described. It's only now English is coming and fragmenting the entire thing. You hear of homophobia, xenophobia, those are actually character traits, those are actually emotions, those are actually energies, which are in turn spirits. Those things take a spiritual form under hypnosis, under meditation, under communication through dreams. You understand? They take forms and shapes of spirits, those same traumas, those same emotions. You understand? So that the fact that we have many few emotions that we can describe and talk about in our vocabulary, there's more. The more that I'm talking about are actually demons. Those are characteristics of the human being. You understand? You find the demon Baal, the first demon king of the Goetia. Baal has the power of invisibility, meaning to dim down your aura, to make sure that they divert attention away from you. If you want to hide from the evil eye, hide from your enemies astrally and witchcraftically and spiritually. So that's a character trait, a characteristic. But now, because there is no word in our vocabulary to describe the characteristics of Baal, we call them a demon, a spirit, basically. But in actuality, they are inside of us. You understand? You have a pineal gland that has 72 chakras, which are in actuality 9 chakras. You understand? And those are the chakras of everything. So you activate those chakras, you get to experience these qualities and characteristics. You understand? So in actuality, the demons and the spirits are feelings, characteristics of the human, which can be translated into this vocabulary. So what are you fearing now? They are parts of ourselves. So what then happens? These parts of ourselves can be contacted. As with emotions, you can contact the emotions through meditation. And some of them, they will come in dreams as big snakes taking a form, a hideous form, to contact you and try and reintegrate with you. You understand? So that's what actually the spirits are. So in the previous video, I talked about the ancestors working for these demons, these demon kings. If you are an avatar, okay, let me say an astral entity, obviously the soul doesn't have a form, doesn't have a picture, doesn't have a representation. Only the body has these features and this shape. There's another subtler body, a subtler version, which is an astral body. So when you talk to your ancestors, you're actually talking to the astral bodies of your deceased people, because they also have souls. They are souls, and you can't get into contact with those souls. But the only thing that you can contact is their memory, which is the astral entity that I'm talking about. You understand? So when you access that astral entity, it still maintains the same human perception it had on earth, the same cravings, the same obligations to live. They might also believe in hell. You understand? So because they are avatars and astral entities that can't go to waste, they have no purpose. So it's easier to do what? It's easier for magicians to take these spirits and actually use them for bad purposes. So along the way, it's also possible that these demon kings, these 72 chakras in your pineal gland, keep their ancestors under control and then recruit them into their many legends. You understand? So this that I'm talking to you about was the first time I heard it was from Travis Megas, famously known as Travis Majors, LVX 77. Bad guy, very, very good guy. You see, that man changed my entire life. When I saw his video about summoning spirits, especially him being a black man, it took me to another level. So if you are watching this, I really appreciate you, my brother. I really do. I rank you among Bobby Hemmett. I rank you among C. Freemanel. I rank you among Dr. Laila Africa. I rank you among Dr. Sebi. Om Namah Shivaya. So yes, the first time that I heard of it was in that video with VK Jihanaum and that other guy, that other guy, man, the one who the other white guy, man, I forgot his name, Arimana Saul or something like that. Yes, yes, and then there was Sutek Amun in the video. So that was the first time I heard of it. And then last year, I spoke to Efe from at Afro Scientific Spirituality, and then we also addressed this subject that some of the legions of these demons are actually lost spirits, lost astral entities who were roaming about, and they worked under these demon kings. So when you want to worship these guys in the form of worshiping a god, the demon kings, I'm sorry, because now you are going to face consequences of worshiping the astral entities of necromancy, the spirits of dead people, basically. And they will use you, they'll make you to buy wine, they'll make you to do all those weird things. Very, very manipulative, okay? So it's off-putting. But then, yes. So some of the lost astral entities of our ancestors are in actually working for those guys. In the South African spirituality aspect of it, you have the snake that I talked about, the python. This python has an ability to trap astral entities and use them as its servitors, use them against people. And also the concept of buying spirits. Some of the spirits are ancient warlocks, like Efe mentioned. Also, some of them are these ancestors, the lost ones. So the African python recruits these guys and controls them and uses them. Also, you have the similar tradition in India. The Aghora can take the ash of a dead man and use it. That's why the ashes are scattered in the river Ganga. Because if you scatter the ashes, maybe on the ground, an Aghori Baba or a Tantric might take the ashes, even if it's a little bit, and then they will use it to control the spirit of the deceased. So the ashes are scattered about in the water to make sure that they get lost and they can be used by an Aghori Baba or a Tantrika. So yes, there's a similar practice in India. So these guys are in actuality living inside of you. Those are characters inside of you that can be explained in a vocabulary known to men. Because not long here in Africa, black parents had no vocabulary, had no word in their vocabulary as depression. It's still it's not it's not, it's also be a bewildering phenomena to say to your black parents, even at my age, the parents that came before us, it's it's bewildering to them to tell them that you are depressed because they don't know of depression. So you understand. So maybe along the way in future we'll be able to describe these demons as our characteristics, and we'll have a vocabulary which is better than that of a demon. You understand? So yes. What else did I want to discuss? Okay, so what actually happened? I went on to summon or invoke the demons inside of me during the initiation rite of Luciferianism. I had certain experiences that I didn't like from it, and then along the way, I had a girlfriend at the time, so I couldn't see her often because now she was going to visit her sister in hospital, and her sister was supposed to be to be discharged in 3 months. So she wasn't discharged, and then I came back. I found a sigil of Raphael, and Archangel Raphael. I summoned Raphael, and it didn't feel like I did it successfully, but I did. And then I also have the video of it, but I don't have the full right of it basically. So I do have proof. It will show you the date, and if it was possible, I was going to show you the dates of that sister being discharged at hospital. So she was discharged at hospital shortly after that ritual, and she was saved. Very very nice. Archangel Raphael. Okay. Then I saw that okay, I actually do have power, but I was doubting myself at the time. I did summon an angel, it gave me results. All right. So, fast forward to last year. Ah, shit. Now it's going to be full now. Fast forward to last year, I worked with a demon named Suntal Og. I have experienced much progress from the workings from Suntal Og. I have to believe to a certain degree that Suntal Og took me to a certain level financially. Yes, I don't know for sure fully, but I do see that there's definitely a result of me working with Suntal Og. And then I came across a book by Lon Milo Duquette. He's a very, very powerful guy, a white guy, who does a lot of decoding of Aleister Crowley's works. Because you can't read those books, eh? Even the Goetia of Aleister Crowley, you can't read that, okay? Because it has that boring English. So yes, I saw a story about him and Orobas, and then he summoned Orobas, and then he got the results. The same method that he did to speak to the demon Orobas is the same one that I did also. So what happened exactly? I won't go into full detail. Okay, so there was a big payout that my girlfriend was expecting. So I had tried my previous rituals to try and release those funds. Okay, unfortunately, Om Namah Shivaya, Stick around for a little while. Stick around. Yes. Unfortunately, my phone memory was full at the time because that's the camera I'm using right now. So, but let's continue. I fixed the thing. So I was telling you about what was I talking about? So yes, that was the happening, the happening of things. You understand? So the demon that I came across now was the one Bune or Bime. I forgot its spirit number. So I had attempted to do the rituals prior to help my gal. Instead, I was getting some other results. So, but then I didn't give up. I came across the book by Lon Milo Duquette, and then I read it, and then it struck a chord inside of me. Uh, it reminded me of so many things. When I came into the occult journey, the occult path, I learned a lot about the power of self, know thyself. So along the way, because of the obstacles that I might have faced at the time, I lost a little bit of trust inside of myself, in myself, basically. So then I started to look outside and started to try to lead a more cautious life. But now, after detachment meditation, I can see that in actuality I am soul and I'm powerful, and this is just a body and an identity. So it's of no use preserving this uh, fearfully so, fearing the unknown, while the unknown can be manipulated to your desire, because you dictate what you want your unknown to be, because unknown is the nothingness that no one knows, but you can make it known according to what you desire and what you will. All that is a result of willpower. So I then decided to call upon Spirit Bune. And then I talked to Bune, telling him about my concerns, and the very next day the problem was solved. I had attempted this for like 3 months, this ritual of trying to help my girlfriend with this issue. But then I did the ritual on Friday, and then on Saturday in the morning, she calls me, "Hey man, you're not gonna believe this." I'm like, "What, baby?" She's like, "Nah, come out. We'll talk about this." And she tells me of the good news. Om Namah Shivaya. So what exactly did I do? I summoned Goetic Spirit Bune. There's a banishing right, the left uh, banishing right of the pentagram, lesser banishing right of the pentagram that I have in my channel. Uh, you can search for it, you'll find it. It's a Hebraic or ritual of the Golden Dawn, uh, created to actually banish the temple of the lingering spirits and to make sure that your operation and your ritual goes through successfully. So I didn't want to do all that, and I didn't want to draw a triangle. I didn't want to draw a circle that I would put myself inside. So what do? I chant the very salutations that I introduced you to, but I vibrated them. You understand? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Shri Bhagalaye Namaha. The same way you would vibrate the name of Nitika when you're doing the cash book ritual, you don't say Nitika, Nitika. You say, the not yes, yes. When you close the book, the cash book, you focus on the sigil while thinking of the thing that you are trying to achieve. You say, Nitika, ni 3 times, and then you open the book. Naka Yahweh. That's vibrating the thing. If you were a learning person, you'd go through my channel and you would come across the lesser banishing right of the pentagram, and you would know what other occultists are talking about when they say you must vibrate the words. You know yourself. So yes, let's continue. That's what I did. I vibrated the names of Mahadeva, Mahabaglamukhi, and Mahaganapati, and the Guru. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. So that's what happened. Big results came out the very next day. I was shocked, and I spoke of this. I tried to give a hint on my WhatsApp status, and then I spoke to some other spiritual girls in plural, girls, and then these guys, they call themselves spiritual, but there's fear in their minds limiting them. So already we know that that's not spirituality. Let me try and fix this, because anything that's fear-based, fear binds you. It doesn't liberate you. Spirituality liberates you. So knowing that you are God, knowing that you are Mahadeva, and knowing that you are a very powerful being, a soul, that in itself liberates you and makes you fearless to most other things that would scare you or make you fearful. So according to me, such people who have that mindset, they need to go and read and learn more about spirituality. Spirituality, it's not a trend. It's not something you talk about to sound smarter than the ordinary person. It's not the modern day religion of people talking about the miracles of the ancient Egyptians. It's fine to a certain degree to motivate yourself using those scenarios. But now it's useless talking about that, because at the end of the day, your body will need food to eat. Your body will need support, sustenance, and it will need sex. It will need your karmas to be fulfilled, and a certain hierarchy of needs in your life. And you will need a root chakra. So it's not of importance talking about ancient Egyptians and their power while you can't even fend for yourself nowadays. The spiritual people, the Sangomas over here, I don't know to what extent, but to a certain extent, they don't do spiritual works. When the power goes off over here, I make sure I do a ritual on my own to make sure that the power gets back. When I want it to rain over here, I do a ritual to make sure that it rains. These are the powers that we have at our disposal. We have the power to change the entire government, to make sure that the prices that we purchase things from them at changes even better. We have power to farm and create our own crops and make sure that it rains in abundance, and make sure that the fruit multiplies in abundance, as you would see with the avocado tree over here. You understand? As you would see with the harvest that I harvested this year. There's still some on the tree, and there's still some that we are yamming in the kitchen. So abundance and everything can be created. You can even instruct a tree to give you fruit and multiply in abundance. So you guys, you must be doing some sort of fakery, because you don't know the power that you have fully inside yourself. So when you have fear, know that you are doing a religion. You came from Christianity into this spirituality of the modern day, following this trend of talking all these wise things and mixing it up with conspiracy theories. And some of you are actually Hindu. You follow these gods now, no more Christianity, but bad things happen to you. Last year, I got attacked by the mob. According to me, they've killed my body, but I left the entire place or the scene with just a blue eye, not even bleeding from the scenario. You understand? Because I practice these spiritual practices. I don't look to someone else to help me. There was someone who was trying to spiritually attack me. I didn't wait around and go for a reading to a sangoma or someone else. I did a ritual, and whoever they are, wherever they are probably nyammed right now. You understand? So you guys, you need training, a proper, thorough training. You know, when I came into this path, I thought that the Luciferian rituals were folly. It's something weaker than the short fathers and the African pythons that we have over here, and such miraculous tales of people flying in the night. I thought I had inferior knowledge, but today I do thank myself for actually going and reading about this stuff. I can do things that the Sangomas can't do. You understand? The spiritual people over here, they can't do. So I'm very, very grateful. You guys stop this trend of wearing these clothings. You understand? If you are a real practitioner and can practice witchcraft as a Sangoma, I'm not talking to you. And Om Shanti. Let's stay in practice and hence our physical, material lives with practice. You guys, you just cry. Yes, and I also don't understand this fact about this sexual thing. They are afraid of doing these sexual magic rites that they tell you of portals and all this stuff. There was a guy from a group chat saying that he was from the order of Melchizedek, and they asked me how to charge a sigil, and then everyone in the group chat was quiet about it, and I came with a method, and it involves sexual excitation, and they quickly came to tell me that masturbating causes portals and spirit can come through portals. These guys haven't learned anything, and that guy, I'm willing to bet you can come even now. We can do a challenge, a test, and bewitch maybe a girl and make them fall in love with us. We'll see whose magic will work, and we'll also see if you can do that. So these kind of guys, they don't know what they're talking about, telling you about portals and something attacking you. If you're afraid of attack, it will be from another spiritualist. And if there is something that you can do for them conveniently, they will use it against you, and they will nyam you. And some of the pretty girls that you see in spirituality, I might nyam them with tantra and end up having them in bed, because they are faking basically, and they are fear-based. Maintain your frame is what Travis Majors talked to us about while listening to the Demon King, Paimon. Maintain your frame, stand your ground, make sure that you are convicted in what you are saying. The missionaries came with their sheeps and came with their Bible and told our ancestors that it was the most important thing, and stuck with conviction to what they were saying. And today, you are busy talking about how the prices are high when we had the land. You understand? We had the land to farm anything that we wanted. But today we are talking about the prices and inflation. To show you that conviction, even if it's for a lie or a bad thing, conviction, stay with conviction, be truthful to yourself, if no one else, and you will get marvelous results. So that being said, I don't like to say the characters of the demons are impulses and impulses inside of you. Instead, I would like to say that they are character traits that we have no vocabulary of describing. Because saying that they are impulses are okay, they might be impulses, but of something that we can't quite describe in our vocabulary in the present day. So, with that being said, there's 72 demons of the Goetia, 72 angels of the Shem Ha Mephorash, meaning Shem, from the house of Mephorash. Shem Ha Mephorash. You understand? Apparently, Sesotho and Setswana can translate the what do they call it? The language of the Hebrews. What do they call it? Yes, it can transliterate it, and actually it has an like it can transliterate the language of the Hebrew Israelites. So Shem Ha Mephorash. Ha in Sesotho means home of or house of. Haka, ka means I. Haka, my house, my home, house of arsonist fire. Haka. So Shem Ha Mephorash. Shem from the house of Mephorash. You understand? So there has 72 angels of the Shem Ha Mephorash, not Shem Ha Mephorash. No. So yes, the 72 angels obviously to balance out the equation where you have the bad side or the negative side, you have the positive side. So you often find even practitioners among us saying that these spirits are evil. Spirits are tools. You understand? Spirits are tools. They are neutral. The only evil being in this universe, or the only evil being on this earth, is the human. I can use the tools to hurt you and destroy you, or I can use it to cure you and fulfill you. So if I use it to destroy you, I'm evil. If I use it to fulfill, I'm a healer. You understand? You have to have an ability to do both those things. Shiva has the ability to create and destroy. So you can't you can't call yourself a complete person or a complete spiritual practitioner if you can't do both. You understand? And some of these people, when you talk about spiritual attacks to them, they talk about spiritual guides. I don't know anything about the spiritual guides. Okay, they are there. I don't know anything about them as far as I know. But if you attack me spiritually, I won't sit back and leave the job to the spiritual guides. I will do something at my altar and results will come out. That's the mindset that you need to have. I'm not going out picking up a fight. I'm not the best magician out there. I don't claim to be. So please, those who like attacking for no reason, please don't come to me. I love you. I wish you peace. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So guys, I'm not picking a fight. So yes, I had to stop my video at the time, stop recording and clear up the memory, the storage, and then make sure that I come back. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned more about the character, the identity, arsonist fire, Tsebo. Yes, aka Jaagwan, the Rasta, aka Mahayogi, aka the way of Dharma. I hope you've learned much about that character today. And I hope you've derived benefit from these stories that I talk about. Om Namah Shivaya. Please, if you really enjoyed talking or listening out to this, make sure that you subscribe. And I'd like to thank you for subscribing and supporting by subscribing and commenting and liking the channel this far. I also would like to thank you for the votes that I received from the poll. Apparently, the channel is the people prefer Hinduism Tantra over magic, but I'll try to balance it out. This time I've been talking about magic a lot, but I will go back to Hinduism and Tantra and try to balance it out. If you come across this channel and you like the aforementioned content, please know that I am saying this by creating such content, by balancing it out and not focusing on one thing. I am saying this. Spirituality has one true goal, which is that of liberation. Different interpretations create the religions. Religion culture is a concept of humanity. Hinduism, it's Hinduism today, but in actuality, the spiritual practice of Hinduism is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal, and then Dharma means cosmic law. So, Sanatana Dharma, eternal cosmic law. Many religions came before Sanatana Dharma, they fell. Even after Sanatana Dharma, they fell. But Sanatana Dharma is the one standing. Egypt fell, Sanatana Dharma is still there. Voodoo, it fell, basically, because Christianity came. It's only now resurging again. The things that they were doing in Greece, it fell. You understand? All those other things, they fell because those other things were in fact religion. But this Sanatana Dharma, it is tailored for everyone, everywhere, because it's not society based, it's not culture based, it's not traditionally based, it's eternal and it's cosmic. Om Namah Shivaya, Sanatana Dharma. The power of Dharma. Sintu. It's an instinct. It's a human instinct to be dharmic. It's a cosmic instinct to be dharmic. You know internally that you should behave a certain way, uphold certain moral values, because cosmically, it's a law. You wouldn't want to do something bad to others that you wouldn't want being done to you. Om Namah Shivaya, Asenest Fire. So this is in actuality Sanatana Dharma. But there's Hindus. If you are a Hindu, we'll see you by dressing like the Indians. We'll see you eating like the Indians. We'll see you doing things in the way of the Indians. But the yogi, the aghora, eats anything and does anything for their spiritual practice, because he recognizes that all these are social concepts, moral concepts, human concepts. Religion, they bind you, the practitioner. So if you are a Hindu, it's fine. But as for me, I'm a yogi and I live Sanatana Dharma. And I'm also a magician. A yogi can also be a magician. I'm a tantrika, a magician. Meaning I practice the spiritual art. You understand? So Sanatana Dharma, eternal cosmic law. Om Namah Shivaya, Asenest Fire, here on the way of Dharma. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, and share. This is a very beautiful episode session. Om Namah Shivaya. To those that comment all the time, Om Namah Shivaya. To those that show me love, Om Namah Shivaya. To those that show love to this channel, Om Namah Shivaya. I will come with a bang talking about Hinduism, not Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma and Tantra in general, and yoga, Maha Yogi. Thank you. Om Namah Shivaya.